have Narrell Browne, spokesperson for the bAsin Villages Forum. Narrell, thank you for joining me here on Triple UFM this morning.
Yes, good morning, Carol.
Lovely to have you with us. You're going to give the listeners, hopefully, a little bit more of an update on the proposed 17.6 development out there at Anson Street. They had a meeting that more than 200 people attended, and land environment court hearing the other day. How did all that go, Narrell?
Okay, just a little bit of background, Carol. This is actually the second hearing that we've had on location here in St George's Basin. The last one was last February, and that was with another commissioner. And we had a good roll-up for this. There was even more people for this one on Monday. It's actually a formal court hearing, so the community has to be very respectful of that, and they were. There were six of the community allocated to speak, and those 6 people were made up from the bAsin Villages Forum group, and each one spoke on a different subject, such as socio-economic impacts, traffic, environment, all of the different aspects of why we're objecting to 4-storey development in St George's Basin.
Yes. So each of the speakers put their case forward as to why it shouldn't happen.
That's right, yes.
Mm-hmm. Now, how was that accepted, do you feel?
Well, the applicant was there, and he was shaking his head at quite a few things that were said. The commissioner was listening intently, and she's also been given a copy of all of the speeches. The audio was a little bit difficult to hear in the gale force winds on Monday, but she's been given...
Gale force, wasn't it?
Gale force winds. Yes, it was
terrible.
It was very, very windy, and the stalwarts of the community that stuck it out in those horrific conditions was just amazing. So
absolutely, yes.
We've really got to take hats off to them.
And to pat them on the back for when they sat there through all of that.
Absolutely. Now, this development is for 2 buildings of 4 stories on Anson Street. Yes. In 2011, spot rezoning allowed just these 2 blocks of land to have a height of 13 metres. The whole of the rest of the area has a height restriction of 8.5 metres.
Right, okay.
Just these 2 blocks of land have were spot rezoned for 13 metres, which has caused the problem. This is what's caused the whole problem.
The big hullabaloo, isn't it?
Yeah. So at the moment, Department of Planning is looking at reducing that height limit on these blocks of land again. But this development has come through. It's legally allowed to be 13 metres because of that spot rezoning. So it legally can go to that height. It's just morally, ethically, aesthetically not appropriate for St George's Basin.
Not feasible.
No. We don't believe there's a market for people wanting to be crammed into flats. The whole of the area has got a beautiful ambience with a village atmosphere. Single and a few 2-storey buildings is all that's in the whole of the area. We don't see the need for 4-storey high-rise. And bearing in mind that's 4-storey high-rise with 2-storey car parks underneath, so it's a 6-storey building.
Yes. So it's quite a massive. It's a massive building.
Yeah, and it will be a blight on the horizon, I'm sure.
Sure. It's housing 15 blocks of flats, 380 apartments, bringing 1,000 new residents to the area. The infrastructure for those 1,000 new people isn't there.
That's exactly our argument. There's no employment, transport, medical facilities, school facilities, and we're already stretched at this in this area for all of those things, and we understand that.
Anyway,
the other 15 blocks of flats is the second proposal. At the moment, we're just fighting the first two.
Yeah.
And the
in the pipeline, aren't they?
That's right. And if we don't squash this, then the others will just follow, we guess. It really makes it hard to squash the other 15 blocks of units. So it's a lot. It's a lot of new residents in a small area. When you bear in mind, there's already a huge influx of people in this area with all of the new developments at Lynx Avenue, Acacia Rise, Blue Waters Estate, AVO's expansion, and another development in Island Point Road. It's already a huge number of residents moving into this area with no infrastructure.
And as we say, without the infrastructure to cope.
That's right. And we could bring up the police issue again, couldn't we? The policing in Sanctuary Point seems to be a hot item at the moment. So
it does. The fact that the land that was apparently going to be available for the building got sold. What happened there, Narrell?
I'm not sure what you're talking about there, Carol.
You mentioned the police station.
Oh, I'm not sure what happened there. We were just told that at one stage that there was land available and a place had been earmarked, and then all of a sudden it's fallen through. So we don't know where that location was, and we don't know what the.
So no one within the forum knows where it was.
No, we weren't told at any point. Were we told where it was going to be? We're just told that. A property had
apparently been sent here.
No, apparently it was somewhere near the crossroads. Yes.
But that now has fallen through, so it's back to the drawing board.
It is. Yes. I can't speak on that. We've not been given any information at the forum about the police station at all.
Okay. So at the moment, there's another hearing today. Is that right?
Yes. From Monday's court hearing on site, where the Commissioner walked the property and spoke to the legal people and viewed the area, then yesterday was an open court hearing in Sydney, and again today is another hearing. The same hearing follows on today, and then the third date for this hearing is the 22nd of September. So perhaps we won't have an outcome, if we do have one, until after the 22nd of September. The last court hearing on site then followed on with a closed court hearing, which the community was not allowed to go to. So we don't know what happened after the on-site meeting in February, but the applicant was given more time to adjust his plans and comply with standards, etc. So that was the outcome from the February meeting with the other commissioner. So at least this time the community has been able to be privy to the court hearings because it's open court. So 6 of our members went to the court hearing yesterday. I've not heard a word yet about how that went. It was a long day for them. They travelled by train and went to Sydney, and some of them are staying overnight and going again today. And then going to be there today. They're dedicated people, our community forum members. They're very dedicated, and if you can understand, we were first informed of this development last July 2016, and we've worked tirelessly since then, trying to make headway of trying to make sense of the plans and the proposals and everything, and then putting forward our objections and rallying the community to do the same. The community is probably pretty sick of us asking them to write their objections. There's been 2 amendments that we've had to ask them to write to council and object to, and then there was the master plan as well, which was for the other 13 blocks of units. So we've really been writing the community and asking a lot of them to voice their objections. And
it seems, Narrell, that they've been very loyal with all of that, though. They seem to still be quite wanting to be involved in trying to stop this venture.
Yeah, the community's pretty angry about it.
Mm, yes. I guess that they have reason. Big reasons to be angry.
Yeah.
So at this given time, we're waiting on yesterday and today, what transpires. Will Susan Dixon, the Commissioner, be the person hearing it from yesterday and today's hearing?
That's right. She's the commissioner that's on the case at the moment. So,
at the moment.
And I don't expect actually an outcome until the 22nd of September. So we can come back to you and let you know what's happening then.
Sure. Look forward to that. Narrell, lovely to have you on the program, and we'll keep fingers and toes crossed that it goes the best way.
Yeah.
And I thank you. Narrell, spokesperson for the bAsin Villages Forum. Thank you, and you have a great day.
Thanks, Carol.
Thanks.